Okay, folks. So today I'm with Steve here, one of the YouTube followers that has been following the channel for about a year. He just did from Fort Myers over to the Dry Tortugas and then over to Key West, and it was just an incredible adventure. But today I really want to talk about how we met, and how this all worked out. You know what I'm saying? Because I do a lot of consulting, and people pay me for to consult with them on the boat. But how did it work for you? Let's.
Well, basically, about a little over a year ago, I found the channel, and on one of the videos you had put your phone number out there, and I reached out to you one day to talk to you about a boat, and we just kind of hit it off and talked about that boat. And since then, you've done a lot of consulting for me. I've sent you boats, you give me the pros and cons, and we have a good objective conversation. Keeps the emotion out of it, so I can hopefully make a good decision when I do land on that final boat. Just kind of built our relationship over the last year.
Because I think there's a lot of factors when you're going to buy the boat, and in my opinion, you're not quite ready yet. But if the right boat came up, you would be all over it.
Yeah, the time is not exactly right for me. I still have a son that's in school that we're not ready to pack up and move on to a boat, and some of that conversation has led to that me discovering that how expensive it is to keep a boat that we're not using. So from that perspective, you're right. I'm not ready. But if someone has the perfect boat.
Yeah, right. Because right now you're specifically looking for a loop boat, and there's a big difference between looking in my opinion, of a loop boat. So when we bought Southern Estate here, we did not buy this as a loop boat. We bought Loop Princess as a loop boat, and that's a completely different boat than Southern Estate. Now, when we boated with Southern Estate on the loop, boating with a 50-foot boat was basically she's 50 foot from
Sure.
All of 50 foot, and it's a different world. It's a lot harder boat with that big of a boat. It's just you won't be able to get into some of the places and stuff like that. So I think you need to separate your loop boat from because you want a nice big boat, and you guys may spend even more time like what me and Pete are doing now, doing a lot more.
Yeah, that's what this week has really helped me understand, that we'll probably do the loop in a boat that's not the yacht that I really want to live on for
right,
potentially my retirement.
So, and that's a lot of taking your time, doing it right, getting the proper consulting and stuff like that, because I think it's a big difference. Even the Beneteau right next to us, we got to talking to him this morning. These are people that got a Beneteau pre-COVID. The boat is worth more money now, so you got to look at all of the factors. And do you go new, old? And a lot of people will get into this. They think they want that old trawler, but you can get in trouble with that old trawler, because if it ends up costing you more money than you can get back out of it, and I always base everything off the buck value, because that's what the boat is actually worth.
Right.
You can do whatever you want, and there's certain boats that are worth more money than the buck value, but it's an incredible. A lot of people are going to be looking at that and making decisions off of that. And so it's going to be a little bit tougher to sell unless it's just so clean, like new motors, new everything, then it's done. But the most important systems that you really want to do when you're looking for your loop boat, and you're going to have to more than likely replace when you do get that boat, is the toilet systems and the air conditioners. I mean, they just got to be new. Everything's got to be new on that stuff. And
right.
You can see what a great air conditioner, like we have an old air conditioner in the back of the boat, we have a new one in the front, and where does it stay? It's like hanging meat up front, right?
Right, definitely.
And then our toilet is electric toilet, and then we have the micro scan so that it kind of does it. And it's just a great toilet. We've never had an issue with that toilet. You got a little crank, one of those little crank toilets, they don't work. I mean, just throw them in the trash.
No, this is an old boat with really nice systems. I mean,
yeah, if you get inside to the guts of it,
the things that work or that need to work do.
Yeah, like our solar system, all the Vectrons, they all are. It's taken time to get them to. It's taken time to really get it all dialed in, but it gets a little more dialed in on each one of these trips now, and and me and Pete are relying on it because we cannot afford to be in these marinas. But unless we get the generosity of Steve with us, paying for the slip rent like you have the last 3 or 4 days, it's just been incredible, and I can't thank you enough.
Thanks.
I'm
glad to do it. I mean, thank you guys. It's been.
And I know the amount of money, and I'm not going to get into all the money, but it's typically $50 for consulting. You send me a boat, and we'll sit down and talk about it for a few minutes. Probably we spend 10-15 minutes on the phone. Then I'll research it. I'll look at it, and then I'll text you, or we'll talk again. If it's a serious boat, then we talk again.
Yeah, we have a real objective conversation. That way we don't get so emotional, you know?
Yeah, and I think it helps you a lot. I've done it several different, and it helps everybody just to have that guy on your shoulder over here saying, yes, this is the boat, or no,
Right.
this is not the boat, or yes, you should consider it if it was at this price. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But right now, we know all the objections. We know everything that's going on. I know what's going on in your life. Do you know what I'm saying? We got a pretty dang close relation. We're on the phone at least once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
If I don't hear your voice, big guy, I'm all over you saying, hey, I need to talk.
Yeah.
And so anyway, and it's just been an incredible. You got a weather window from my God,
Magic.
Yeah, it was magical. You're right, Pete. We really couldn't have dialed up any better weather.
No, it was our crossing from Fort Myers. You just jumped on the boat, 150-mile crossing. I think a lot of people don't realize too, when you leave that dock, that's a different world than sitting at a dock. And some of these people, though, like Rolanda and Eve did unbelievably awesome. It was just great having them out here. But, I don't think they were totally ready for that offshore experience that it was. But even though we're going over the Bahamas is offshore again,
Sure.
and being away from the marinas it's a different world.
Yeah, I was off the plane and we were out to sea within an hour.
Yeah, Pete was making him dinner, and I hope you guys enjoyed Wednesday's video. It was that video was all about Steve. This whole week has been, just an incredible experience, and I know it cost you quite a bit of money. You're in this now for thousands of dollars, but you know what? In the end, my gut tells me that you'll actually save that money.
Oh, tenfold, because
even if it's like right now, you're probably into the consulting thing. I'm gonna put a number out there with plane tickets and everything. It's it's getting close to $5,000.
Probably so. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's that $5,000 is nothing compared to what you're gonna save and the knowledge that you gain. You can't buy that experience. Do you know?
Well, you wouldn't buy a car without test driving it, and this is, you're going to live on it. You're going to spend a substantial amount of time. So you certainly, just the time that I've spent here, and I have a list of things that I like and things that I just won't like, or things that won't work for me for the future. So that's invaluable.
Yeah, you got to. I really like the fact that you got to, because again, a lot of people don't understand these slow trawlers with these 150 horsepower or 120 horsepower Lehmans is a completely different beast from your 400 horsepower Cummins. You don't drive them the same. There's nothing worse than a blog when some guy's saying, "Oh, you don't just use your engines." I saw yesterday when you were pulling the boat in, you steered to get the front end. Just give it a little help coming around.
Yeah.
But these 124 Lehmans, when you pop them into gear, it's not the same as popping your 300, 400 horsepower.
Yeah,
Cummins.
even from my Sea Ray, when you put the Sea Ray in gear, you can feel.
Yeah, right. You feel and it
this.
does. No, this thing is like a sea turtle. It's
Yeah.
just. But it does it.
Oh, it does it.
Yeah.
It'll respond.
You have to trust it.
Yeah, you have to trust what it's doing. And
it's just different, but no big deal. Just apply a little throttle. I was always raised no throttle around the dock, no matter what.
Yeah,
no
but on
throttle.
this thing, yeah,
you're gonna have to put a little gas in there.
Yeah, you do have to throw some fuel at them, and
got to make it dance.
And then I think another very, very, very important thing is key is keeping that engine room when you're looking at these boats. If it has an old, rusty, greasy engine room, man, that's a good sign to just walk away from a boat.
Well, you've talked to my dad. You know that's not going to play.
Yeah, no, that's. But anyway, we'll talk more, and we'll hopefully see you guys. You guys are invited to come out to the Bahamas. You're going to bring Jill, your wife, and
Sure
maybe we'll
so.
get her on film a little bit, and hopefully it may work out, it may not. I know a lot of timing. Wonderful, wonderful time, and we're so glad that you finally made it down. We've talked for like the last 2 or 3 months. You're going to do this, you're going to do that, and it's just been awesome to see you and have you and experience you. And I can't wait to see what boats we get, because we'll probably end up buying 2 or 3 boats with you.
Oh yeah, it's been great. You guys both. Pete's been phenomenal. You've been phenomenal. I talked to you a whole bunch, but I really didn't know what to expect with Pete, and he's a character, I'll tell you that.
All right, guys. Anyway, peace out. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Share the videos with your friends. We sure have enjoyed our time with Steve. And make sure, leave your comments down below. and I want you to reach out and say thank you to Steve, and anything you want to see in the comments, just let me know. Just
yeah. Also, we're gonna put my number. If you guys get invited or have an opportunity to do this and you're interested, you're welcome to call me and we can talk through it. I'll give you my perspective and I'll give you some tips on what to bring, what not to bring, what to do, and what not to do. But I'd be happy to talk to any of you guys, especially if it has to do with boats.
Yeah, so when we appreciate that, he may even do a little bit of screening so that you know what to expect. Type things.
You don't want to. Yeah, you want to have a good expectation.
So, yeah. Anyway, we're looking forward to Tats. That's next week. We pick Tats up in Miami next week. Me and Peter will be working our way down the coast. Hope you guys enjoyed this Friday's video. Again, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and share it with your friends.